Hey, Scott Lara, president of military-affairs.com, your one-stop shop for travel. If you're a member of the military, if you're a veteran like I am, or a family member of a military person, military-affairs.com, airfare, hotels, cruises, resorts, you name it. And also the founder of the cruisegenius.com. What type of traveler are you? Now, I'm not talking about rock climbing or just sitting by the pool or adventure traveler or sedentary traveler. I'm not talking about those different categories. I'm talking about, are you the planner? Do you want to know everything ahead of time? Or are you the kind of person that, we'll just take it as it comes and, we're not going to think too much about it beforehand. We're going to think about it the day of, or a couple hours before. No need to think of it way in advance. I got so much stuff going on, so much. I don't want to. And listen, neither one of those is right or wrong because there's different people, right? You like pineapple on your pizza? I don't. You like people with blonde hair? I don't. So let's talk about the two types of travelers. So we're going to talk about me first. Now, perhaps I am the planner person because I'm in the travel media. My passion is to get online and to share those super secret tips with you so that when you get on the ship or you're at a Palladium resort, you're not like, oh no, now what do I do? I'm alone, I'm afraid, I'm not certain. Let me tell you how I am. I'm going on a cruise this Thursday. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think I'm looking at the National Hurricane Center website every day? Do you think I'm looking at the weather for Nassau every day? Do you think I'm looking at the weather for Port Canaveral? Do you think I'm looking at the marine forecast? Yes, 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 and yes. That's the kind of person I am. Now, you might say, well, Scott, you have so much free time. You don't have small children. You don't have a demanding job. You're not learning how to fly a plane. You're not going to college. You're not solving the cure for cancer. Scott, you got so much time, and this is something you really enjoy doing. This is like second nature to you. Let me tell you why I do those things. Number one, I don't like leaving things to chance. I like to know ahead of time. Give you an example. This is kind of personal. Back in January, I had hernia replacement surgery. Not just on one side, but both sides. And I was looking at videos to see, to learn more about it. And I had some people say, Scott, don't be looking at the videos. Don't get all wound up about it, But I will tell you why I am glad I looked at those videos. And thank you, YouTube. One of the major complaints from men who were having hernia mesh surgery, was that they would eat a big meal too quickly, which would cause constipation, which was very hard on their system. And listen, the last thing you want is you have hernia mesh surgery. I mean, the robot that blows you up, air, and then the robot goes in there and does its deal with the mesh. And if you watch any TV, you hear all these or see all these commercials about hernia mesh lawsuits, But that didn't bother me so much. But I was watching a lot of videos, and there were a couple of videos from grown guys bigger than I am that said, whatever you do, don't eat a pizza, don't eat cheese, don't eat a lot of food after your surgery, because at some point you're going to have to go to the bathroom, and you don't want to have to push and be constipated and risk messing up that mesh surgery. So I told my wife the Mardster, I said, honey, I'm going to be on a clear liquid diet, for 4 or 5 days. I'm going to be eating chicken noodle soup so that when I do have to go to the bathroom, I'll be able to go, because I didn't want to be in pain. I didn't want to have to go back to the doctor. And the last thing I wanted was to mess up my mesh surgery and have to go back under the robot again. So that's the way I am. Now, again, being in the travel industry and the travel media, over 1.2 million views on my YouTube channel, I've given a lot of tips. And one of my favorite tips isn't even one that I came up with. My best friend Rocky told me this tip. We were on a cruise one time. It was Carnival. No, it was a Mariner of the Seas, I think, or something. No, it was Monarch of the Seas, I think. And we went to Coco Cay. And this is back in the day. And he said, hey, Scott, we're not going to sleep in and get off the ship at 10:30 in the morning and slow cup of coffee, ponder the day, be on Facebook for 6 hours. We're going to be on that first tender over there, be the first one off the ship, find a cool, comfortable spot under a shade tree. He brought his portable disc jockey equipment. And we went over there early, got a great spot. It wasn't a big crowd. And then around 11:30, quarter to 12, we grabbed a quick bite on the island and headed back to the ship. As everybody else was coming off the ship to the private island that was crowded, the line was long in the buffet area. And so I've shared that tip with a lot of people. Get off the ship early. Same way at Half Moon Cay. If you type in Scott Lara, Lara, Half Moon Cay, you will see my super secret tip. And in 9 out of 10 of those videos, the Martster is with me. My wife Marty of 40 years. And I have a couple of videos where we're actually on the boat, on the tender, going over to Half Moon Cay, and I'm shooting a shot over my shoulder of the ship. And I'm telling people, be one of the first ones off the ship so you get a great location near the bathroom, near the bar, close to the mama all these things that mostly ladies want. Be close to the bathroom, close to this, close. And so we do that. And I've told Marty, I've said, honey, we need to, this is vacation. We want to take it slow. Take it slow. Relax. Bye. Because I'm going to get off the ship early. I'm going to get myself a good place. I'll tell you something here. My brother-in-law, Uncle Tim, I call him Uncle Tim because my son's name's Tim, told Uncle Tim on our Virgin Voyages cruise last year, I said, Uncle Tim, don't stay out late because we're going to be the first one off the ship because there's certain chairs right around the pool. And if you don't get there early, somebody's going to nab them. Or somebody's going to throw a towel and a book, and then they're going to run to the beach and then come back and, hey, that's our spot. Towel and book and sunglasses on and a hat on that chair. That's our chair. I got there very early. I was probably one of the first people off the ship. Type in Scott Lara Virgin Voyages in YouTube. You'll see my video of I get off the ship. Boom, right there. Well, I had a blast sitting in that chair, waiting for Uncle Tim to come over about 10:30, 11 o'clock. But all the other people, they're starting to come over to the Bimini Beach Club around quarter to 10 o'clock. And it was never a guy. It was always the wives. And the wives were saying to the guys, I wanted a chair over there. All the chairs are taken. And the guys are saying, I told you I saw Scott Lara's video on YouTube to get off early, but this is vacation. Want to go slow, take it easy, rest, it's vacation. Well, you can't have it both ways. Fine, be on vacation, but don't complain when you get over Half Moon Cay, Coco Cay, Bimini, wherever, and you're just slow over there, and all the chairs are taken. Can't have it both. So if you want the chair, if that's a 10, well, you know what? If the chair is a 10, okay, Caitlin, send Tom over there and say, okay, Tom, see ya. I'll have a flag or wave to me when I slowly come over. And then I got my chair. I guess you could do it that way, but don't be a deck chair hog. That's what happens on a lot of cruises, especially on Carnival, where it's never the woman, never, ever, never. It's always Caitlin jabbing Bill, you get down there and get my chair. So Bill dutifully goes down to the Lido deck and and guys, hey, listen, if I'm wrong, leave a comment on the comments below. Hey, Scott, it wasn't me that went down at 6 a.m. It was my wife, Caitlin. Cool. Good job, Caitlin. Wrong. But getting down there early, leave that towel and hat and book on the chair to get that prime deck chair. So going back to the two types of travelers, I am the person that is looking at the National Weather Service website every day. I'm the guy looking at hernia mesh surgery before I had it, and I'm glad I did. But then you have the other type of traveler who I love, who's great. Want to be on vacation. I want to be on vacation. Cool. Be on vacation. And when you get to the ship or a couple hours before, then go ahead and scramble to find out all the answers to the question. Answers about the muster drill. The answers to the drink packages. The answers to, can you text on board? The answers to Wi-Fi. The answers to shore excursions. All those answers. And the cool thing about YouTube, all these creators, especially my very good friend Doug Parker, Cruise Radio, Cruise Hive, Cruise Buzz, Cruiserly. There's so many other folks in this space that do what I do, and I've done it for a shorter period of time than some of them have, but others have done it too. Griff and Alyssa, those are great people too. But there's a whole bunch of these videos that if you're at home at night and you got a minute or 15 minutes, you watch a YouTube video about a tour of the ships. Now, I was actually on a Facebook Live, I think it was a YouTube Live or Facebook Live thing the other night with some folks, very nice people, and I forget their names off the top of my head, but they were talking about the MSC Shore, and they were giving super secret tips. And they said, hey, if you have any tips, share them with everybody. So I jumped on there, and I said, the number one tip I have for the MSC Seashore is go to the buffet up at deck 16, the marketplace, the very back aft. That area is much less crowded than if you go midship. Because if you go midship, that's where everybody goes. They all go at the same time. And who wants to be frustrated going to the buffet? You're hungry, your kids are hungry, your husband's hungry and grumpy, and you got a line a mile long, and you have people, I don't know what I want, let me think, and then people cutting in line, and kids and all that. So what traveler are you? Are you like me, that likes to plan ahead, get your shore excursion, register online early, get your boarding pass early, kind of I say overthink it. But again, the reason, and again, I'm going to be 63 this year, 63 years old. 63 years old this year. I have just learned over my time here on Earth, if you kind of plan ahead, you kind of have a couple things going, then it's a greater chance that bad things aren't going to happen. For example, I know somebody that flew to Greece about 2 months ago, and they flew in day of to go on a Virgin Voyages cruise. Now, was that wise? Well, it worked out okay. They met the ship, they got on the ship, and everything was okay. But what if they would have traveled during this crowd strike deal? I have a close friend of mine who was flying back from an Alaska cruise on NCL. He was stuck in Seattle 2 days because of the crowd strike thing. Well, Scott, that only happens once in a while. Yeah, that's true. It happens only once in a while, but it happened to this friend of mine. He was stuck in Seattle for 2 days. Also about like getting back to the ship on time. Did you hear this story the other day where a teenager, some 17-year-old teenager, was telling his parents in some protocol, I forget where, hey mom, hey dad, you better quit shopping, get back to the yeah, you don't tell us what to do, we're your parents. Get out of here, Tyler. Well, Tyler went back to the ship. Ship pulls away. Bye, mom and dad. And mom and dad are, and the mom and dad said to Tyler, they WhatsApped him or something, Tyler, why didn't you tell the captain to wait for us? Tyler, you're out of the will. Well, Tyler's like, I can't tell the captain to wait for my mom and dad. You know, here's mom and dad, either they were not on ship's time, either they were drunk, or either the mom was telling dad, we're going to one more store. And of course, dad dutifully follows behind her. So who knows why? Google that. Teenager leaves parents behind on cruise. Google it. So what, and leave this in the comments below. What kind of a traveler are you? Are you like me? Looking at the details, looking at the National Weather Service, making sure you check in weeks beforehand, watching YouTube videos, trying to get those super secret tips. Let me say this. Many times, people will not use a travel agent. Why? For whatever reason. They'll go to Costco and see the guy behind the counter, and the guy will give them a $100 gift card to Costco because the person bought a cruise there at Costco. But has that guy behind the counter at Costco been to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Martinique, St. Barth, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Gibraltar? No. That guy behind the counter probably has never. And has that guy behind the counter been on the MS Mazdam? Has he been on the Fascination? Has he been on the Icon of the Seas? Has he been on Allure? Has he been on Oasis? No. And so that's why, if you're the type A person like me that's doing all this research, it just makes it so much easier, you know? And so, or are you the type B person? And that person is cool too. You know, we'll just wait till the day, wait till the day before, or wait till we get on the ship. Just wait and wait and wait and wait. Cool. Wait. It's your deal. But I prefer to be for to be the first person. Scott Lara, president of militaryaffairs.com, thecruisegenius.com. Like and subscribe. Leave your comments below. Have a good one. Sailing on the MSC Seashore here this coming Thursday. Stay tuned for all the details. And hopefully that hurricane, it's not even a hurricane yet. It's not even a tropical storm yet. There's just something, looks like it's coming up this way. Probably it's going to be nothing. And we'll go from there. Scott Lara.